Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tilson Live. It is Tuesday. It is 2 o'clock. We are live on YouTube, live on Facebook, as we are each and every single week. I'm Eric Allard, part of the fourth generation of the Tilson family, here to talk about all things on your lot with the one and only Dawn Dantzler, Vice President of Marketing Customer Experience. How are you, Dawn?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing great. Doing awesome. I'm standing today, folks. Got a little back trouble going on, so we're off the chair. But other than that, nothing should be any different. Usual antics and shenanigans will be at play and are fully in bounds. So all that to say, we have a phenomenal show for you today. Not that it's not always that way, but it's pretty special today. But before we get in there, obviously, as we do each every week, we want you to jump into the chat. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us where you're building. Tell us what part of the process you are in. We want to hear from you. This whole show that we do is for you guys. It's for the community. It's for people considering building a home on their land, whether that's right now, immediate future, whether that is 5, 10, 7, 90 years into the future. We can say that because we've been around for over 90 years. So it can happen. You can have something like where your grandkids and great-grandkids.
I mean, they're probably like 2 right now.
But... It's possible. But hey, you know what? I was 2 once. Don't let my kids fool you.
True.
I was a young boy at one time and exercised very poor judgment in some remote cases. So, but they were usually interrupted with a series of good judgment. So all that to say, folks, jump in. Tell us where you're watching from, where you're building, what part of the process you are in. Want to hear from you. Maybe you're just thinking about doing this. You're tired of the people. Maybe you had a little bit of long Easter weekend. Some folks did, and maybe some kids were home from college and they were playing basketball till odd hours of the night next to your bedroom window, and you're like, I gotta get out of here. The world's giving in on me. That's what we do.
Or you just realized you wanted more room to have your family over.
That could have happened too. Or you realize that you need a separate house because of your family.
Or you need more room because your family comes over. So I tell our team, calls always go up the Monday after a major holiday, and it's one of those two things.
I need you to leave now. That's kind of how that goes. Yeah. We live somewhere where there's like a couple of gates people have to get through to get to where you are, and animals. They can be wild animals or just docile animals, which is some kind of animals they have to dodge is helpful. Big ones that make obstructions like cows. Those are very good ones. You're not pushing a cow out of the way. So those are helpful. But anyway, also small ones you can't see that bite you. Those are helpful too. Mosquitoes, things like that. So, and we're approaching that time of year quickly with more rain. That's going to be great. But jump in again, folks. Tell us where you're watching from, where you're building, part of the process you're in. And while you're doing that, Dawn's going to tell us exactly what we're covering today because it's spectacular.
It absolutely is. We are doing what I love. It's my most favorite thing that we do, which is sharing one of y'all's homes. So we're going into a customer's home. It's based on the LaSalle. There are times when you make so many changes to a plan that I put the plan name in quotes. They built a LaSalle. But just so excited to show it to you guys because it really shows the changes that you can make to our plans. And I love that they had specific pieces of furniture that they designed the house around. They knew exactly, how they wanted to use it. It was designed for when the extended family comes to visit on the holidays. So they changed up the layout specifically to accommodate that and those visits, to accommodate exceptional pieces of furniture. And just, they did some amazing changes. And I love to show you guys what's possible with Tilson and just kind of get those creative juices going of how, great it is to build a house on your land and not be stuck to the rules of the subdivision and the exact plans they hand you, or be buying somebody's used house that you can't change anything in. It's just a great example, great story of what.
Agreed. Yeah, it's spectacular. Folks are going to want to see this. But again, of course, we got some folks. And also, if you want to drop in the chat, let's go ahead and get it out there. Where are you watching the eclipse next Monday? That's all. I can't tell you how many calls I've been on, like, oh, we can't do Monday at that such time. That's the eclipse. I'm like, is there like a...
Also, drop in the chat if you're like, what eclipse?
Also that.
All right, awesome. Well, we've got Lisa, who is joining us from Cowtown, building a Magnolia and Bridal Gate Ranch in Van Dam County. Construction is going way faster than we thought it would. Oh, great. Glad to hear that. We got Will checking in from Klondike. Hey, Will. We were talking about you when we were checking out Eric's Chickens last week. We got Misty. Hello from Mansfield, building the San Jacinto XL in Hood County. Looking forward to seeing everyone at the Muddy Boots on Saturday.
Spoiler.
Yes, we are doing a Muddy Boots out at that house. It is this Saturday. It's going to be very nice. Misty, she talking about things you can do to a plan. They have done some major changes to that house. It's super exciting to see. If you dream of a really, really big garage, this is the biggest we built. Yeah. We got Denise. She's coming in from Pearland, planning stages for the Canyon D in Washington County. We got Daniel. He is currently in Japan for work, but living in Alabama. Recently purchased 2 acres in an air park in Weatherford.
I love the air park community. Nice. It's so fun. Like, who doesn't want to just, you know what, I'm leaving today. When I say leaving, I'm going, like, I'm flying out of here. I'm gone. Like,
so that means it has its own
so they're basically like it has hangars.
Nice.
So you're in the deed restrictions. You're allowed to. You can have a plane and a hangar, and that is a big detached garage. Very big detached garage. But yeah, we've built.
So is it like Texas, like Republic Grand Ranch, where you can have 2 chickens per acre? Like, do you get like 1 plane per acre?
It's a lot like that, only much flatter. It is it has to be pretty flat to pull that off. But yeah, they're
very
awesome.
Cool. Really cool. That's fun. We got Tim, who is watching from Southern California. We got to see the Palo Duro a couple weeks ago. Found our floor plan. Awesome.
Nice.
Glad to hear it. We've got Neil building in Hood County. Spray foam completed. Drywall scheduled to start on 4/8, right after that Money Boots tour on the 6th.
That's right. Yeah, thanks for bearing with us. And yeah, he says he's watching from work. Like, same. We too are watching from work.
Us too. We got Jet in Fredericksburg. Would love to build by 2026. Awesome.
Let's go.
You are starting out great.
That's a smart goal.
Yeah. We got Jennifer. We're in Cook County building a Shiloh. Yay, Shiloh. Almost ready to start the build.
Love the Shiloh.
We've got David from San Antonio. Have a contract with Tilson to build on our 10 acres in Atascosa County. Awesome.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
We've got Scott saying, hey, love the show. What is the time frame for building a Whitney B in Anderson County from signing and deposit to keys?
So your total time is going to be just under 12 months in the greater Palestine area. So it's the faster the better, but somewhere in that 10 to 12 month range is going to get you pretty close. A lot of that has to do, Scott, with how prepared the customer is. So how long does it take? You know, can you get busy getting utilities? Can you get busy, on like septic design stuff, water well stuff, whatever you might need, clearing, those kinds of things. That's typically the customer is a variable in the Gantt chart. Changes, if we can minimize changes, not the upfront changes that we're going to show you here, but like changes along the way. Once that deposit's been done, those things add time. They don't always add money, but they will always add time. So but yeah, Anderson County is very easy. Not a whole lot going on there, which makes it a great place to be.
We got Gina building in B County, working with Talon. Stephanie was great at Wagon Hill. Now just trying to pick a plan with Talon in San Marcos. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. We've got Eric. Greetings from Beaumont. Hey, Eric.
What's up, Mr. Eric? Welcome back.
We've got handyman Jason building in Montgomery County, Gonzales.
Oh, awesome. Nice. Very cool.
Very nice. All right.
Well, folks, obviously keep dropping into the chat any questions you have along the way, questions about building on your land, questions about financing, construction, changes, site development, anything that you want or need to know. The only dumb questions are the ones we don't ask, because you got the whole community of people here to help out. So anyway, ask those. Dawn's going to start rolling us through this presentation. Also, keep telling us where you're building, where you're watching the eclipse.
Nobody answered about the eclipse. So.
That's okay. Good. That means they all work for a living, and Dark and sit there and staring at the sky for 4 minutes because they got stuff to do. Not that it's bothered me, the people not being able to do it. I'm totally fine with everyone that seems to be the
totally fine.
Yes. All right. Into it we go.
All right. So the La Salle is actually our model at our Huntsville location out in Texas Grand Ranch. It is a single elevation plan that was really kind of designed as a modern farmhouse. So with that type of community in mind and the masonry requirements, which is why it's mostly stone and brick to meet those requirements. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, a little bit under 3,000 square feet. Kind of the defining features of this plan is it does have that nice sectioned off guest quarters. So bedroom number 4 is by itself with bath 3 on the opposite side of the house from everything else. So very quiet and private areas. They're really designed for guests. It does come with a garage standard, so it's got a 2-car garage as part of the plan. It has the separate dining room area, which is very easy to convert into a study if you're looking for that. Large family room, open kitchen, separate breakfast room, huge back covered porch, just absolutely gorgeous. It's got the 2 additional bedrooms for the kids and other guests that share a hallway bath. And then the master suite on this is just chef's kiss, one of the best ones we have. The model version actually has the alternate master bath, but this is the standard master bath that we're showing here, which is honestly amazing on its own. It's got separate vanities. He gets his space, she gets her space, never the twain shall meet. Has a great linen cabinet. His and her closets, obvious which one's hers, which one's his. But both are very generous, very large, huge master bedroom, separate soaking tub, separated from the shower. So just wonderful plan.
Yeah.
And so this is what the Matledge family started with, was that. And then they kind of said, hey, we don't have to deal with that masonry requirement. So they made it all board and bat siding. So they went with more of the traditional farmhouse look. So just pretend, I started to put in all the red lines, guys, but it was a lot of red. So just pretend that it's all red. It was a lot of little red lines for me to draw. And just like I said, going for a little bit more of that traditional farmhouse look. So they did the board and bat siding. They added in the rough sawn wood post to bring in more of those accents. A rough sawn wood header was also added across that porch. They made some changes on the inside layout because, like I said at the beginning, there were some pieces of furniture they wanted to accommodate, and one of them was a piano. So they actually relocated one of the bedrooms that was over on the left side of the house, but used half of that space to accommodate the piano, and the other half of it became covered front porch. So they made that front porch even bigger than it already was. They did put in a wood burning fireplace, so you'll see that we put in the flue for that. And they also said, hey, we're not building that upstairs bonus space, so I don't need a fake dormer. So took that off. So that's what they did on the front. On the back, they changed out the windows on the family room wall to add in a sliding glass door, so to give access directly to that porch from the family room. And then they also added an extra covered porch that they screened in. So just beautiful. And all the doors that went with that. So that's accessible from 2 rooms in the house, as well as the door going onto the rear porch. So just a couple things.
Just a few things here and there.
Just a few things.
Little construction wisdom dropping on you almost by accident from a guy like me. But these are air hawks. So be like, what are those 4 things on there? Those are air hawks. So we're doing spray foam insulation statewide. So this house was spray foam. You don't see any ridge vents or anything like that. But over porches and garages, we're not typically insulating those areas because they aren't climatized. So in those places, we have to have a way for air to escape, and those are what these are. They're little air hawks, so air can has a little bit of breathability above those spaces, since there's not insulation and any air conditioning in those spots. So.
All right. Then on the inside, they really just did a couple of small things. Not many changes. But
where do we start?
All right. So what you're going to see as we're touring through this home, they did opt for the larger baseboards and molding throughout the home. So you're going to see that craftsman molding happening throughout. The second thing they did, like I mentioned, in that like front porch, secondary bedrooms area, we wanted to accommodate a piano. So they went ahead and did some changing out in that. And when we get to that part of the house, I'll talk in more detail about exactly what was done over there. On their and then on the hall bath, they decided instead of doing the tub shower combo, they were going to do a walk-in shower at that bathroom. And in the master suite, all they did was eliminate the glass shower door. So the sheetrocked in where the glass would have been, and then just left an opening to go in. That's a very popular change we're seeing people make because they just don't want to clean glass anymore or have people looking at them. Then in the family room area, we added that wood burning fireplace. They opted to do crown molding throughout the family room. And then, like I mentioned, on that back wall, they changed out the windows and put in a sliding glass door to access that back porch. On that back porch, they also added a stone accent wall that kind of echoes the stone that was used on the fireplace, just to just to have a little bit more cohesiveness between the outside and the inside. Then moving into the breakfast area, they also put a stone wall in there. So there's a stone accent wall in that area, and we adjusted the square footage just a little bit to make sure we could accommodate another piece of furniture. We did add in that screen porch. So did some rearranging there on the windows and the doors coming out of that breakfast area. So there is a sliding glass door that accesses that screen porch, and then that screen porch has access out onto the bigger porch, and also from the bedroom that they added in the other green box that we'll talk about later. You can access that screen porch through there. In the kitchen, we did change up the island depth just a little bit to give them some more space to make sure that everybody fit at the bar stools comfortably. They really customized the pantry, so made it larger and added in some cabinetry so they can actually have kind of a fully functioning butler's pantry in there. So they've got electrical outlets to keep the more noisy kitchen equipment you don't want to look at every day tucked away. And then they also created a coffee bar in the cabinetry on that wall that's got the double oven in the refrigerator. Then on the dining room, they decided to convert it to the study. So they did go ahead and sheetrock that in and just left a sheetrocked opening into the space, but it's more enclosed. So it's a little bit privater in that area. They did pretty much a custom draw on the other section of the house. So we'll talk more about that layout when we get there. And then they actually, on their garage, they were able to add 3 feet to the garage and actually achieve a third bay for the car. So did some rearranging. So this is not, what you're going to see is, this is not our 3-car option. That is one of the custom options. This was a different way to achieve that same thing without some of the extra storage space that we have in our 3-car garage option. So just a couple of things.
Changes were made.
Yeah, changes were made. When all is said and done, it is now a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath home with 2,981 square feet. So still just under 3,000 of living area. The foundation area is larger because that covered porch space that what was living space got converted to foundation. So it's not in my square footage count.
Yep.
Just a few things.
Just one or two things. So guys, drop questions. If we see some questions there, we're going to take, you've got to see some of the things in this house. This is way better than what I'm going to be talking about.
Absolutely. So we are going to look at the kitchen and the breakfast area.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's check it out.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tilson Home Tours. My name is Peyton, and today I'm joined by Lauren from our Bernie Design Center, and we're going to talk about her customers, the Matledge family. They're LaSalle B here in Gillespie County. So let's talk the LaSalle B. This doesn't look like your average LaSalle B. There's a lot of customizations that went into this plan, correct?
Yes, completely customized. The whole right side of the house is just hand-drawn, completely different. We really had in mind when customizing this plan, family in mind, extended stays, and certain furniture pieces. But at Tilson, we can do those customizations, and we don't charge any extra for that. You don't have to go meet a drafter first, and then come in and figure out if it's in your budget. Yeah. We can do all that for you up front, which is just amazing.
That's a huge benefit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about the exterior of this home. I know standard on the B elevations, you have the stone brick, which they did not do that in this house, right?
No, definitely more of a modern farmhouse is what we were going with. So we did like the onyx black roof. We did more of a board and batten siding like you typically see, the James Hardy plank, and then lots of cedar accents and still some stone to tie in and just make it look all real nice.
Yeah, and they have some big porches. I noticed you kind of extended that front porch a little bit. The back porch, off of the living room, is the regular size for the covered porch, right?
Yes.
But then you extended for the screened-in porch.
Yeah, they wanted a specific little spot just to hide away from the bugs and everything. So we added and extended over to meet the wall of the other bedroom here. That way they had a nice space for another dining room.
I love that. I feel like we don't see screened-in porches very often, but it is an option that we can totally include in their plan. Awesome. Well, let's move into the kitchen area. We have a large kitchen here, a huge island. Did you guys make any customizations to this island?
Yes. So again, for more family, they wanted to be able to add stools to the sides. So we only had to increase the depth of this island by about another foot. So that gives us a big 8 by by about 5 island.
This is huge.
Yeah, we can fit about 5 to 6 stools here.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing.
That's awesome. They have their big farmhouse sink. And then I want to talk about this pantry because this is amazing. This is a butler's pantry, correct?
Yes, yeah. So we made it, basically bumped the wall back about 2 feet. That way we could plug in all of our appliances and everything and just add a little countertop there.
Yeah.
Hide all the stuff you don't want to look at every day, but still access to it to use it quickly.
Oh, that was a great idea. I love that. And then you did do a little bit of customizations to this wall over here, correct?
Yes. So over here we added a little coffee bar area. We wanted to add glass to really showcase all of their coffee mugs and glass. And
The lighting coming through is really cool.
And even the pull-out drawer underneath, they can put all their K-pods in there, all their tea bags, so it just works out perfectly.
Awesome. Well, this is a great space. Let's move into the dining area. I know one part of designing this house was designing it around their furniture, correct? So this dining table was a big piece that they already had and they wanted to move into the home.
Yeah, they absolutely love this dining table. So what we did was we bumped this wall back a couple feet to accommodate for it. We actually modeled it and drew it into the home, which is another thing we could do. It's just awesome. And then tying in with the stone wall to the chairs, everything just fits all so well together.
I love it. And you have this sliding door that leads you out to the screen porch, which also saves some room than having a swinging door here. So
it brings in all that light.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Well, let's move into the living area.
Sure.
So yeah, absolutely. Beautiful, amazing. So this is the front exterior where you can see a lot better what I was talking about on the line drawings, but you know, very much traditional farmhouse with a rough sawn, cedar accents. I mean, just gorgeous and just huge porch, all things said and done.
Yeah, you don't really notice it even on the front on picture until you see all the furniture kind of at that angle. You're like, oh my gosh, there's like a lot of furniture out there.
There's a lot of furniture out there. Yeah, so just a great space. Whichever side, if you want to watch the sunrise, the sunset, whichever side of the house you want to be on, you've got all the space to spread out outside here, and all nice and covered. And this is the rear exterior, so you can see that screen porch and then that super large back porch as well. And this is their kitchen that you saw in the video. So you know, just a little space added to that island so that they could accommodate chairs on the sides there too. And yeah, you see that coffee bar and that amazing pantry. I think that was such a great use of space that came when they started rearranging everything around, which I'll talk about when we get to that side of the house. But they were able to steal some pantry space from the other areas, and make that. So I love that. And then the breakfast area that just looks out on that wonderful screen porch. So they got the sliding glass door to access. So you really have almost an entire wall of glass looking out on the screen porch. And then I love the stone wall and how they're just echoing.
That is brilliant. Like I was looking at it when you sent it to me earlier today. I'm like, that's like something out of a 5-star restaurant or like a hotel, like the Hyatt Regency someplace. Like it looks that, like, what a simple thing to do. And man, it looks great.
What a great way. We were bringing the stone in to do the bottoms of the post on that front porch and around the fireplace. So what a great way to use the rest of the stone. I mean, just beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a fan. My favorite room in the house, maybe.
Yeah, just gorgeous. All right. Well, we do have a lot of questions, so let's
fire it up. Y'all keep asking
those.
Nah,
I don't know why, guys. They changed my options. I got to figure out how to make it stop doing that. But anyway. So let's see. Daniel answering the eclipse question. He's saying no eclipse here in Japan to watch. So his world is
somewhere.
Unaffected. Did you go to Japan to escape the eclipse? We got Lisa saying she's watching the eclipse from our RV Barndo at our build site.
That'll be cool.
Jet is specifically taking off work for the eclipse to keep people off of his property, and of course witness the spectacular event, but mostly to keep people off of his property. Yeah. I feel that, Jet. I feel that. We got Will saying, hope your back feels better, Eric. Most of the garden is planted. Got new piglets. Got around 46 meat chickens in. Got close to 30 egg layers coming the 1st of May. A peach tree got planted last year and has peaches coming in already. Oh, wow. That's fast.
That's great.
That's awesome.
We had good rain this year.
Yeah. He's saying very beautiful home. Awesome. Thanks. Denise is asking if we can add a gas plug to the fireplace.
We can, yes. We certainly can. Yeah, there is a minimum, I think, on gas stubs. I think they charge for at least 2. Really, that's one where the gas is coming in, and then one for and then one wherever else you want it, and then we can just charge per stub if you want them in other places. Some people want it maybe on a fireplace on the back porch, or for a grill on the back porch. We've done that before too. So yes, no problem at all.
Okay. All right.
What we don't do, we'll stub for the gas outlet, like we'll put a stub out in there. What we won't install, that you'll have to either have done yourself or do it yourself, would be an actual gas log lighter. So we won't leave those. We can't. Our code and insurance won't allow us to put the log light, but you can buy them at various hardware stores and install them yourself. But if you aren't familiar with doing that, do hire someone to do it.
Yeah, anything with gas, if you don't know what you're doing, please hire somebody else.
But it's easy to test.
If the house blows up.
You can test it with a match or something.
Okay.
But also, yes, that would be a failure. It'd be a test.
Well, we've talked before, like the weird random fact about me. I can't smell what they add to gas to let you know that it's leaking. So yeah. I am way more cautious around gas.
I like fire.
I like fire. I just like it controlled. We got Scott saying he's the one that's asking about Anderson County. He's already spoken with Water and Power, can have it done with 2 weeks notice. Oh, wow. Nice. Asking if it would be safe to sign another year lease at the current home. Yes.
Yeah, you're safe to do that. What you might do, and I'm not your real estate agent or your attorney or your financial advisor or all the other disclaimers I can do. I'm actually presently none of those things because continuing education did not get met. So I'm currently put all those things into remission. But do see if you can work in the provision of possibly going month to month. If not because I'm worried about it taking too long. I mean, it could happen where you're in there for like 10 months. But that's, either way, I'd try to work in some kind of provision while everybody's still friends of what we do if it does go a little bit past, or what we do if we need to move out a couple months early, just to see if if it's a no, it's a no, but it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, it's always good to pre-negotiate it, so it's not a last minute stressor.
We're still friends. Why we still like each other? It's a honeymoon. We're still honeymooning.
All right. Jet is asking if the 2,900 square feet includes garage and patio space. No. Anytime you'll see me quote a square footage, that's an excellent question, and it's something to ask every builder that you're talking to. What's included in your square footage, especially if they're quoting you a per square foot price. When Tilson is going to quote you a square footage, if we do not specify that we're talking about slab, we are only talking about living area. So we're talking about the heated and cooled areas of the home. It's not including garages or any porches. When I look at that square footage for this home, it is actually 4,700 square feet of concrete. So yeah, those two things are very different, especially when you're talking about porches and garages of this size.
And you'll find that when builders are advertising a price per square foot,
they probably are putting that in their square footage.
Putting that square footage in there so that it yields a smaller number.
Outside square footage is way cheaper to build.
Turns out.
Yeah. All right. We've got Charlie saying hello from Brian. Septic going in now on his Rio B. Awesome.
Oh, very cool.
Very cool. Eric is asking regarding the air hawks you spoke about. Did I understand you correctly in that there's no attic insulation above porches and garages?
That is correct, Eric. And there's method to that madness. So actually what we'll do in the attic of those places, we'll use some type of a barrier, Tyvek or plywood or something to build kind of a partition to blow the insulation against the foam. And the reason is those areas aren't climatized. So you could be effectively trapping moisture inside the attic spaces of those if you sealed it up. Well,
because you've got nothing moisture. Pulling it out.
There's no air conditioner to condition the space, because one of the positive attributes of spray foam insulation that we do is a portion of the attic is actually climatized. The attic is over the living area. You have to climatize it. It's not going to be the same low temperature as your house, but usually only about 10 degrees different. So if it's 73 in your house, it's going to be about 83, 85 in your attic. And if you did that on a porch or garage, if you got higher than that, you could create like kind of a mini water cycle, and that's a problem inside. So that's why it's building science. There's some method to that madness, that you want that attic space to be able to breathe. And when we use spray foam to specifically prevent things from being able to breathe. So, which is why we have dehumidifiers in the attics. That's why that there's a supply, actually cold air being blown into the attic to a lesser degree, and why we have to seal up that attic of the conditioned airspace from the attic of the non-conditioned garages and porches. Great question.
Okay, awesome. We've got Gina saying she loves that front door. Yes, beautiful.
It's awesome.
Love those doors. Daniel is saying, I am wanting a 50 wide by 60 lang hanger built at the same time as the home. Can you build one custom, and for about how much, or do subcontract to put up a metal hanger? And can the hanger be on the easy buy plan?
Okay, so great question, Daniel. Today is April the 2nd, 2024. Put a stamp on it. Because things ebb and flow. Things change. Rules change, laws change. The way Tilson does business sometimes has to change. So we don't build hangers like that. We could possibly do a metal building, maybe. Adding it to but we wouldn't do it. So the second part of your question is a little bit better question: is can you subcontract it, and can that dollar? What he's asking is, hey, if the building's $100,000, can I put an allowance for that in my loan and have it paid for easy buy? There's a few. It depends. So one is we are going to charge a percentage to use the money to do that. Which we have done that before. Things like metal building contractors and pool contractors give me the heebie-jeebies. So we would need to take a look at their contract, their agreement. We want to see their payment terms. How do they expect to get paid? Because we're building the whole thing and not getting paid till when, Dawn?
The very end.
Right. We don't find very many metal building contractors and pool contractors that will do that. In fact, I don't know of any. They want to get paid a portion up front. That's what they're going to use to buy the materials and stuff, and pay some of their subs. God willing, they pay their subs, and then you pay as you go. That's not uncommon. There's nothing illegal or unethical about that. We are going to look for. We'll want references. We'll want to know who we talk to about billing and payment and all that kind of stuff. Because basically, we're fronting the money for something like that, and it's a lot of money. It's not like a septic system, or we're talking high 5 or 6 figures on something like that, Daniel. So we want to be sure that they have the capacity to handle this, that they have the reputation, that they're going to finish the job, and that we're not going to have to go hunt them down to do that.
Yeah.
So that
they're going to finish the job when by the time we finish the job.
There you go.
We can't close without it.
Yeah. That was so we quit doing this. Is what I'm getting. Is a long answer to this. We quit doing this during the COVID times because we were waiting on metal building contractors and pool contractors to finish their part of the job to close the loan, because those things were included in the loan. So we had the house done. Even during COVID times, we were beating them on, which is insane. But the house was done, all that was happening, and then we couldn't get it finished. So we couldn't get paid because we couldn't get the house closed because part of the stuff that was on the loan. Anyway, so we don't love doing it, but we have done it, and we could possibly do it for you. We want to look at the area. I think it's the Weatherford area, which you said. So I'm not worried about finding a metal building contractor there. Ask friends and neighbors who to build with, or they will definitely tell you who not to do it with.
Yes, they will.
Been bad experiences. So I'd start there with my references, and then go out from there. But yes, that is something that we can do. I know he asked a follow-up question is, assuming I can bring cash for the hanger, will that make things easier? Cash makes everything easier, brother. I'm not going to say money solves your problems, but a healthy cash flow can fix a lot of problems. It won't solve all your problems, but it'll help pave the way. So yes, it makes it easier, but also, I'm not saying we wouldn't do the Easy Buy program. I'm just saying that there's some homework that we would need to do together. Vetting of contractors, finding out payment terms, and time frames would be really, really important. But yeah, it's doable.
Okay.
On April 2nd, 2024, subject to change without notice.
All rights reserved. Gina's saying she has definite pantry. Me too.
Totally.
That is an amazing pantry. Gayla is saying we're within a few months of signing a contract for building in Bell County. Awesome. Could you please explain the difference between a brick water table and a masonry ledge? I thought it was the same.
All right. So the masonry ledge is on the slab. Gayla, that's a great question. So the masonry ledge, the way we refer to it, is that 5.5-inch portion of concrete that's the furthest outside, that's an inch and a half below the rest of the house, which what I just described to you is a 2x6 laid sideways in the forms. So and you'll have to bear with me. I am getting over the laryngitis. Everybody got a week reprieve because I didn't have a voice. But anyway, joke's on y'all. I'm back. So the masonry ledge is the portion of the foundation on which we set the actual either stone or brick or whatever masonry. And they're usually masonry, 2 to 3 inches in depth, and there's about an inch and a half of airspace, so that the house can still kind of sweat and do its thing, and it doesn't build up moisture right against the back of the brick or stone. So that's a masonry ledge. It's part of the foundation. When you're doing hardy plank or stucco, you don't have a masonry ledge. So your house is literally 5.5 inches smaller on whatever side that is. Brick water table is if we're doing a wainscoting, however you want to pronounce it. I'm sure there's a right way. I just pronounce them both that way. I know I get it right.
I think of it as like it's an English versus American English.
Which means we can do what we want to with the rest of the English language.
We reserve the right to do whatever we want. It's just an accent.
It's ours now. We won it in 1776, our language. So it's the portion of the wainscoting at the top, and it kind of angles so that as water is coming down, it runs off. So it's where the wainscoting meets the hardy plank is the best way to say that. Whether it's board and bat or regular hardy plank siding or stucco in some cases, it's that very last kind of edge row that it's angled down, not angled. It's angled away from the house. So
okay, perfect.
Yeah, brick wainscoting is what she said they're having.
All right. Will is sharing he's going to be watching his eclipse there in Klondike.
You are right in the path, man. It's going like right over Texarkana and all that.
And Gayla's looking at the Angelina. She's in very good company. Beautiful. That is one of our most popular plants.
Yep.
Denise, who was asking about the gas plug, was saying she was told that due to an interior wall, it couldn't be done.
Either the salesperson misunderstood or we didn't do as good a job as we could have explaining it to you. Because there's no way Denise didn't understand. It's not possible. It's our fault. So, all that to say, no, the gas piping would just be in the attic, Denise. It would run down whatever walls between and then come out into the fireplace.
Okay. Denise, you're on YouTube, so they don't give me a private messaging option. But if you could email us at tilsonnews@tilsonhome.com, we can get in touch with your salesperson and get that cleared up for you.
I'm going to double check, make sure some code didn't change. She's saying no way. No way she didn't get it right.
All right. Jet saying, love that you can customize. How much is charged to change up plans, or can we use someone's customized plan? So Jet, the only charges associated with changing our plans are the extra square footage and the extra stuff that you're putting in. In some cases, it could save you if you're taking things out. You'd actually save money by changing plans, but we don't have any type of design fee or plan drawing fees or anything like that as part of our process. But yeah, if you walked in and yes, if you walked into one of our offices and said, I love the Matledge's home, then I want to build it as is, we could also just do that or pull it and change starting from there. But we don't have any type of design fees as a part of our process.
Great question.
Great question. Absolutely. Daniel's saying, yeah, he said we got that. We were talking about extra cabin cash. Jet is asking, how soon do I engage you if I'm looking to build in 2026? Never
too early, Jet. It's never, ever too early. Start getting the ideas out there, the ideas flowing, get the design stuff started. In all of my years of doing this since childhood, I have seen pause buttons. I've seen stop buttons. I've seen rewind buttons. Those aren't fun. I have never, ever seen a fast forward button except for one experience when we did the Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and that was a horrible experience.
Yeah, that definitely had a fast forward button,
yep.
And I would not recommend it.
You move fast, you break stuff. There is no fast forward button. There is a pause. There is rewind. You can slow it down. I've never seen successfully it been sped up. So yeah, I mean, you can get the design done. And we don't charge a dime for design consultation. We're not going to print the plan. We're not going to do the plans for you, but we can redline like the stuff that Lauren was talking about on that we did for the Matledges. All that stuff we can do with the sales consultant, no charge to you whatsoever. They would be happy to sit down and do that with you.
Yeah.
Because we want to build in 2026. I tell people, tell me what next holiday you want to celebrate in this thing. Count back 12 months. And that's when you need to start the deposit paperwork. But you can start the design stuff anytime you want to.
Yeah, I would say since we are a little bit further out, have some patience with them. They may not want to price out all of those custom changes that they're making for you because prices will change and they're not going to want you to be super disappointed. by how much they change during that time and get real attached to today's price. But yeah, you can absolutely come in and start designing, and they would love to meet you, because that way, if timeframes do change and our building timelines get longer because something strange happens, they already know when you want to move in and you're ready to go when we're ready to go.
Luckily, strange things don't happen.
Strange things never happen. There's never an eclipse.
Especially, they don't happen. There's no reason to think that something crazy could happen between now and November.
Total eclipse of the sun. We've all seen Little Shop of Horrors. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to be fine.
But yeah, you probably fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine.
No conspiracy theories here at all. Don't worry about that. Just living life healthy out here, everybody listening.
Knock on everything. All right. Eric is asking, can I request this space attic above the garage get spray foamed? After all, this is Texas, and anybody who spends at least 5 minutes in a garage will agree that garages can get unbearable in the summer.
You can request it in the garage. Yeah. What we can't do it in is the we'd have to check, Eric. We have to check the code and see. What I don't want to do is create, because I know you're building Beaumont, man. It's like the humidest of humid places, and I don't want to create a moisture issue. So let me do this little homework, and I'll have Wendy in spring reach out to you for sure. She's probably watching, maybe, but there's a chance,
because we're probably gonna want a certain roof height for that, because we need the rim for the.
Well, yeah, they can spray foam pretty much anything you put anything you.
But should we?
Right. That's what we want to find out. Yeah, that's what we want to find out. Is just because something can be done doesn't mean it should be done. That's exactly right. So I don't want to create a long-term moisture issue for you. So let's do a little bit of checking on that and see what the best thing is. If you were in, Bandera, like one of these other folks, something like that, I'd probably say no big deal. But man, I grew up in the Houston area. Like I know wanting to have a comfortable garage. I love my garage. I love my garage so much. I built a metal building that it's
just a garage. Yeah.
It's just a garage. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, let me do some asking.
And it's just for all those things that people do in the garage that doesn't involve having a car in it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I'm the weirdo. I park in my garage. It's made me an outcast in my neighborhood. Like, we don't know when you're home. I'm like, yeah.
That's the point.
Exactly.
I don't go into the out.
We got Tessie saying hello. I'll be in Waco for the eclipse.
You will be
good place. You'll be in good company.
Dead center. Yeah.
You have many friends. Yeah. We got Jenny. Howdy from Huntsville Sales Park. Inviting y'all to stop by and visit our LaSalle model located at Texas Grand Ranch. Walk-ins and appointments are welcome for tours. Appointments are preferred. Appointments are always preferred. Ask for Jen or Amy. Yeah, they're great. They'll show you. Absolutely. They'll show you the regular LaSalle with all the things we did to it.
That's right.
All right. And then Scott is asking, can you explain what is considered flat work? Does it mean front entrance, walkway, and parking pad? And is that included in the price?
Great question, Scott. Okay, so flat work is 4-inch thick concrete. It's for sidewalks, driveways, that kind of thing. It's not the foundation. So it's everything that's concrete that's not part of the slab. We do a monolithic slab, which just means it's all poured at one time, the foundation. We don't do the flat work at the same time. Typically, we do the flat work much, much later, opposite of what subdivision builders do. Subdivision builders do the flat work first, and then they drive all over it and leave nasty mud stains and
then say bye.
Yeah, masonry, sand, and all kinds of fun stuff on there. We don't do that. Wait to the end. And it's included in the price in some of the areas that we build. So in some of the subdivisions, like your Texas Grand Ranches, Republic Grand Ranches, some other subdivisions, a lot of municipalities that we build in, we put pricing in there for those. We do flat work. If you're looking at the pricing on the website that Dawn's put for it by county, that pricing is not going to include flat work, because we never know, are you 25 feet off the road? Are you 2,500 feet off the road? I don't know. So no, that's not included in the price, but it's 4-inch flat work. We do a 3/8 rebar mat, I think, on an 18-inch center, so it has steel in it. I've seen that done. You could do 6x6 welded wire, number 6 gauge welded wire mesh. That's fine. You could actually do 10 gauge wire. It's fine. But we do 3/8 rebar mat on 18-inch centers, and then 4-inch thick flat work. What it doesn't include, Scott, is if there's a lot of tractor work that needs to be done to prep the site. So, it's not like, I just need flat work. Well, your slab is, your garage is 3 feet higher than the ground because you're in Bandera, and that's how it ended up. Typically, a flat work price would not include that tractor work to get it. So that's something to ask when you're getting quotes.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I'm going to say let's go ahead and go back to the
Let's go.
Everybody can see the house because I just got to check at the time.
We will keep answering questions.
You guys have excellent questions. We will answer them, but I want to make sure that people who are here specifically to see the house get to see it. So let's take a look at the family room and the master bedroom.
Let's fire up the video. Y'all keep asking your questions.
Okay, let's get into this large room. I love this. I love how you tied in the stone on their fireplace to that accent wall and the accent outside too.
Yeah, it's just awesome. We also did the raised TV outlet set up here, so that way they could put the TV on the wall here. So that's why we only brought it up to that mantle.
Yeah.
And then these stone brackets is definitely an option we can do too. We usually do cedar there, but we could do stone as well.
I love that. I love that. It's just a big room. I mean, you have all this natural light coming in. You change that to a sliding door to access the porch from here.
More sliding doors, less swings again. Won't get in the way of furniture or anything. So it's really good.
And they have so much furniture in here. These beautiful concrete floors. The rugs pop against it. I haven't seen these floors before, so that's a new touch. I really like that.
Yeah. Very cost-effective option too if you're getting rid of all of the carpet in the house. Super cost-effective upgrade, and it just looks so good.
It really does. Well, let's move into the master bedroom.
Perfect.
Okay, let's talk about this huge master bedroom. And this is the standard size that comes with this plan, correct?
Yes, standard size. So we have big king-size oversized furniture in here, lots of room for sitting areas. And this is really what we normally build to. So this is about the size most of our master bedrooms will be.
Oh, this is a great size. And those 3 windows off that wall, that just brings in so much light. This feels like a really large space. This is a nice suite. Well, let's move into the master bathroom because I love the master bathroom. Okay, let's get into this huge master bathroom. This is amazing. And there were no changes made to this bathroom plan, right?
Barely any changes made here. So we did take the door off of the shower. They didn't want to have to worry about cleaning any glass, which is a pretty popular option lately. So they took that off, really very minimal effort on cleaning the shower, which is awesome.
Yeah, huge walk-in shower with that deco band that's really pretty. I love the split vanities here. This just feels like a really large room. Let's look at this huge tub over here too. This is all standard,
all
correct?
Standard for the LaSalle. Not many changes in this particular area at all.
Yeah, that is beautiful. And my favorite part is the his and hers closets. These are massive closets, and you have this cabinetry here in the middle with the drop laundry basket in there. I love that area.
Yeah, one for each, and it's a real marriage saver having separate.
That's a good point. Awesome. Well, let's go check out the foyer and maybe that spare bedroom up front.
Perfect.
So yeah, just a gorgeous, gorgeous home. So here's that master bedroom. Just, very generous size, good size space. Like they were saying, this is large, oversized king furniture, and you've got those 3 great windows on the back just to give you the views of the property.
Separate sitting areas,
separate sitting, multiple sitting areas. I spotted a chair in the master closet, guys. Like this is a very generous suite. Just very, very good space. Lots of space.
All right.
Here's that master bathroom. Like I said, you've got the separate his and hers vanities. There, there's like a whole hallway in between you guys. Like you are set. You got your own space. That separate walk-in shower and soaking tub. So just a great space. And here are those. These is the 2 different closets. And I put the floor plan up on here so you can see, kind of get a sense of the space that's in each. These are just huge. So they are separated off 2 sides of a hallway and just both very generous on their own. Obviously, one more than the other, but marriage saver dictates who gets what.
It's a pretty simple equation.
Yeah, usually. All right. Well, let's see. If it's okay with everybody else, I'm going to go ahead and queue up the next video because I only saw a few questions come through, and then we'll catch the questions.
We will catch the questions, and you can ask more. No problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to make sure that people who came specifically to see the house get to see it. And so let me get that queued up because it didn't. There it is. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the foyer, the study, and the front bedroom.
Awesome.
Okay, so before we look at that spare bedroom, let's look at the customizations that they did in this foyer area. I know one piece was revolved around this piano, correct?
Yes, the piano is a very important piece. They really wanted to showcase it here in the main living area. So there used to be a bedroom kind of in this position, but we expanded the bedroom on the other side of the wall here and then pushed this back to give the piano its own dedicated space.
It looks beautiful right here. And then right off the foyer, we have what used to be the dining area, correct?
Yep.
And you transformed it into a study, right?
Yep, this is Glenn's hideout.
This is a nice size space for a study. Perfect. Right off, the front porch. You still have access to the front porch right here, this big window. So this is a really nice space.
Yeah,
I love this.
lots of furniture space in here for sure.
Yeah,
almost like a separate living area.
Let's go check out that spare bedroom. Wow, talk about a large guest suite. This is incredible.
Yeah, huge. So this is the guest suite that's on the other side of that piano wall that we were talking about earlier. We did this customization specifically to make sure that a whole family could fit in here. King size bed, this particular dresser.
It feels like a master suite. A huge walk-in closet, like this feels like a master suite in the home.
Yes, they wanted lots of privacy for the guests that are staying on the side.
Yeah, no, this is great. Well, let's go talk about those guest rooms on the other side of the home.
Sounds good.
All right, so here is what they did kind of on that front left area of the home. So just wanted to call it out to kind of talk about it a little bit. So the way the floor plan comes, there are 2 bedrooms there. And like I was talking, they really wanted to accommodate that piano. So they actually relocated bedroom 3 to the other side of the house and then used that space to kind of rearrange some things. So they made bedroom 2 larger, made that foyer larger, and then the remaining space that was there in the floor plan, they actually converted into additional covered porch. So that's kind of the changes in what you were seeing in that area versus the standard floor plan of how it would come and how you would see it if you went into our model. All right, so this is that foyer, as you can see, oversized for that baby grand piano. Just absolutely beautiful. And yeah, the stained concrete floors in this home look great. And if you like that look where you've got a little bit more variation in color, it's a great way to go.
Or a lot more variation in color.
Yes, yeah, you're definitely going to get some variations, but that's the beauty of it. And it's a good upgrade if you're looking to have a hard surface flooring, as long as you know that you're not going to have a consistent color, and that is the beauty of it. And then this is the dining room that they turned into a study, and it is a good little hideout area. So he's got plenty of room for his desk in there, as well as another full living room's worth of furniture. So just a great space to do whatever, have his private area to watch the ball game or whatever.
That is about the size desk I want if and when I ever get to retire.
That's all you need. That's really all you need.
Really, maybe I just want a TV tray just sitting over there on the side.
I just want to be able to maybe write a check if those still exist.
That's right.
That's
right.
That's it.
There'll be some obscure thing that you have to write a check to still.
Yeah. Well, and in this one, you do have 2 very good, generous dining areas standard in the plan.
Sure.
If you don't need it, this is a great use of that space.
No, that's a great room.
And so this is that bedroom 2. And also it does have its own hallway bath. Like I mentioned, they changed that to just be a walk-in shower as well, kind of like what it was in the master. All right, let's get some questions.
All that time we made up.
I know. It's like we do this a lot.
Well, some days it feels that way. Some days it feels like first time.
All right, so we got Talon, who is saying hello
Talon?
from San Marcos. Hey. We have Jet, who departed. He left us. He said he'll be reaching out to the Bernie office soon. Cool, you can talk to Lauren.
Then Jet came back.
He did come back. So I saw that, but I was getting spoiler alert, Eric. Spoiler alert.
Jet can't quit us.
We got Lisa saying she started the pre-approval process with the loan people, but here there's a new gig in town with Wagon Hill. I'm a Texas vet, so can I get info on Wagon Hill?
You can, yeah, Lisa. Reach out to your sales consultant because you're on YouTube, or you can pop over to Facebook or Instagram, send us a private message, or the website. You can reach out to us there too. It's still secure.
You can reach out to us anywhere, and we can connect you with that information.
Yeah. You can reach out to us anyway. We just don't have a way to directly message you anything on YouTube. But we might. I don't even have the information put in the show notes. But anyway, we'll
Google just likes everything to be all public. Just, So just just reach out to us and we can get you,
including browsing in private mode. But that's
it's fine. That is neither here nor there. It's fine.
Sorry.
It's all good. All right. We got Will saying y'all have a blessed day and week. You're in great hands with Tilson. The team has tons of information and the Tilson team is very nice and professional.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you, Will.
Get to work, buddy. Get back to work.
Go get those animals. We got Joe saying, I'm getting this bathroom in my rock wall in Republic Grand Ranch. Awesome. Yeah, it's a great one. I love that layout. We got Scott. Thank you for all the help. We loved our experience with Tilson. Are excited to have our Whitney built on our 10 wooded acres in Anderson County.
No doubt about it, man. We look forward to it.
And Jet is back. He said he forgot to ask about warranty. Great question.
All right. So we got 1 to 10 is the easy way to remember it. So let's talk 1 year, brick to brick, bumper to bumper, if you will. Everything you can see, touch, smell, feel, look at inside the house and outside the house is all covered. And this is I'm going to exclude manufacturer's warranties. Okay, that's a totally separate conversation. This is just through Tilson. We have a Tilson warranty department. It's Tilson employees. They have Tilson vehicles. They have Tilson phones. It's Tilson. So 2-year warranty on your MEPs, your mechanicals, your electrical, and your plumbing. So it's your HVAC, all the electrical stuff, all the plumbing in the house. 2-year warranty by Tilson. Again, this has nothing. This is separate and apart from manufacturer's warranties. And then 10-year structural. So effectively, your slab and your frame. They are warranted for 10 years against structural defect. Then again, on top of that, you have manufacturer's warranty. Those vary anywhere from a year or two to lifetime. A lot of things have lifetime warranties on them these days. So, and that is as long as you own the home. Most of those things are not transferable. The 1, 2, and 10 that I spoke to you about, so specifically the 10, is a transferable warranty.
Okay, perfect. All right, and then we've got Eric asking, what is the approximate upcharge for black window frames? Also, what type of Sherwin-Williams paint is used on the exterior? And I promise I won't ask any more questions today.
Why would you make that promise? You just saw what Jet did. You just saw Jet.
You're fine. You're fine. You can ask us all the questions. That's why we're here. If you stop asking us questions, we have to go do our real jobs.
We have to go find a job.
Yeah,
them, so.
We gotta do real stuff.
Nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants us to work.
All right, upcharge for black window frames. Don't have that. Your sales consultant would have to give that to us. So Wendy could maybe get that to you. And then Sherwin-Williams paint is used. I don't know the exact one that we use. So we'll have to get that information back to you because I do. Yeah, they have probably 6 or 7 different exterior paint that they recommend and based on different parts of the country. So I don't have the exact one that we're using. So I'm sorry, I'm not a whole lot of help on either one of those things.
Yeah. Maybe you should stop asking him questions. He doesn't seem to know much today. I'm just kidding. It's the end of the internet. He's my boss, guys. I love him. He's great. He's perfect. He knows everything.
He's okay.
Well, Daniel knows the key to your heart. So from watching other videos, he says, I saw you're a lover of a good cheeseburger. If you come over here, I will treat you to a sandbox burger. It's worth the trip. Keep up the great videos. Well, thank you.
Isn't he the guy that's in Japan? Or
yeah. So are we going to Japan? Like,
let's do this. It's on the bucket list, so let's go. But he may be talking about Alabama because he's also in Alabama. But it's currently a place that my daughter may or may not be considering for school, so I may wind up there somehow. I don't know which one in Alabama because it, changes.
It's fine. Changes day to day.
From
Kids are like that.
Yeah.
Till they sign, they don't know, and then after that, they change their mind. So it's fine.
Who knows? But yeah, all right. Sandbox burger. It's on the list.
Sandbox,
it's on the list.
Right.
I'm a burger.
Okinawa. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like I need to also come on this trip. I'm inviting Daniel. I'm inviting myself.
See?
And then we will
bad habits can, in fact, pay off.
To get a cheeseburger, but let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. Awesome. Well, let's check out the rest of this home.
Let's go see it.
Okay, so before we get back to those guest suites, let's talk about all the customizations that went into that side of the house.
Yeah, so that entire side of the house has been hand-drawn specifically for these customers and their family, grandkids, all that. So all of it's completely custom. We did that here in the office.
That's awesome. Well, let's go take a look at them. So we walk first into another large guest suite. This is one of the guest rooms. Tall ceilings, you have that door that goes straight out onto the patio, so you have access right there. These are I know I keep saying that, but they're large guest rooms.
Yeah, huge. Of course, like comfort was the main thing we were thinking of. We want all the family to be happy when they come over for the holidays and just want to stay for a while.
Yeah, I love that everything was centered around their family, which is really special. So let's take a look, because what's cool about this bathroom is that it's a Jack and Jill. So, you know, you have one vanity on this side leading to another vanity on this side, and then you have your shower, your bathroom area. This is a nice little space that connects the two rooms.
Yeah, Jack and Jill really helps guests so everybody can get ready together and not have any issues of who's in the bathroom right now.
Yeah, and it leads you right to this other guest room, which is specifically for the grandchildren. I love all their artwork around, their area where they can do all their work and color and everything. I love how they designed these rooms for their family.
Yeah, huge bunk room. We want to be able to fit all the grandkids in one room. They thought that was really exciting to be able to do. So we have 2 big queen size beds in here and a whole full size bed.
That's awesome. Fit everybody into one room.
Yeah, everybody. It's a
That's
blast.
perfect. Well, let's go back into the kitchen and kind of wrap things up.
Sounds good.
Okay, so before we wrap things up, let's talk about some of the changes that you made to that utility drop zone area back there.
Yeah, perfect. So we added a drop zone area. We added a little closet that was kind of part of the bump out on the other side of this pantry wall. So everything really lined up well. They wanted that specifically for recharging their giant stick vacuum. So we added a plug in there too to make that work.
Oh, that was smart. That was a good thought.
Yeah, good idea for sure.
Yeah, and then you extended their garage area as well, correct?
Yes, we bumped out the garage area just a couple more feet, and we were able to get a full 3-car garage out of that instead of a 2.
That's perfect. That's a great use of the space there.
Yeah, awesome.
That's awesome. Well, you know, one thing I wanted to talk to you about, I know how much time and work went into planning this floor plan for this family with family in mind. I mean, I love that you designed this whole home around what they needed and their lifestyle, which is really neat. So how does it feel getting to walk through this home after seeing it on paper and working with them for months leading up to this?
It's walking through the final product after spending so much time with the family and just getting to know their story is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Yeah,
That's really
sometimes
awesome.
It's a little emotional, but it's really good.
Yeah, well, I think you designed it perfectly for them. So thank you for doing that. And thank you all for watching another episode of Tilson Home Tours, and we hope to one day soon make you a part of the Tilson family. Bye.
Just so special. Just so special.
Amazing job. They did great.
Yeah, did great. Okay, so here's what we did on that side, and really, like Lauren said, it was pretty much just like let's just take everything out and start over again. So they did use some of that space to add to the pantry, and then, like she was talking about, they really have a 2-bedroom kind of guest complex, for lack of a better word. I don't know what to call it. Just guest area. So it's 2 very generously sized bedrooms connected by a Jack and Jill bath. And it's really with those extended families staying with us for the holiday in mind. Like you could see, you've got the one bedroom for mom and dad, and then you've got the grandkids just bunk room. That's just beds galore and entertainment space. Attached through with that Jack and Jill bath. So you don't really have to have a separate bathroom entirely for those guests, but make sure they have their own sink area to get ready, connected by the tub and everything else. So just great use of that space. They also added, since they're doing that Jack and Jill, they added in a powder room just to kind of serve as a visiting guest bathroom, rearranged the utility room, and really drew it out exactly how they wanted it. So that's one of the other great things when you're planning your new home, like those things that just like you really wish you had a place to plug in your stick vac and all of the awkwardness that you're having with your current home. That's something we can design in and actually create you a good space for that. And then they've got that garage and space that they added in there, and the side entrance as well. So just a great home, just great. So that's the floor plan. That's what you're looking at. And then I've just quickly have the pictures of everything that you saw in the video. Big, great, huge space. Just a beautiful plan and really designed custom, for this family.
Just a lot of thought went into that end of the designing space around furniture. Like not everybody can do that. So it's a gift that the Natalie just actually gave us and shared with us. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So this is bedrooms 3 and 4. Again, incredibly sized. Like you've got living room furniture in that first one. You've got 3 beds and a work table in bedroom 4. So just very big, generous spaces that everybody's just going to have. I really want to hear how Easter went with everybody there.
Or the eclipse. I mean,
or the eclipse. Yeah. Did you rent this out for $1 million?
Airbnb
Because you probably could have. You're in Pittsburgh.
Pay for a third of it.
Yeah, really.
Awesome.
And then this is that Jack and Jill bath. And again, that's just a, 2 vanity spaces connected with the rest of your bathroom necessities. But then everybody has their own space to get ready. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry if someone's in the shower when you want to brush your teeth, kind of thing. So much more.
It's a good way to run them out of the shower if you go in there and start brushing your teeth while they're in there.
Truth. But that Lauren talked about the marriage saver. This is also a good sibling relationship saver. Like if you have a shared bathroom.
My relationship with my siblings is fine as a result of sharing a bathroom.
I'm sure it is. And I'm sure if Andy is watching us again this week, he will also attest to it.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Excellent conflict.
Excellent conflict resolution. 0 fights. You guys are great.
We do know each other's weak points.
And then this is the utility room and the drop zone. So a great area to just drop everything as you're coming in out of the garage. It's right there in that hallway, that drop zone area. And then the utility room, they custom designed the cabinetry to put the surface over those front loading machines. Cool. So yeah, just a great space. Just everything's so very thoughtfully designed. I just love this house. And so special that Lauren got to go in because our homeowners were shy and didn't want to be on camera, but still wanted to share their house with us. And I'm just so glad that they did. And
that's something to consider, folks. If you, and I know Scott's given us some messages too, but if you want to show your house off, but you don't want to be on the video, that's okay.
That's okay.
Want to show your house. We've got, as you see, we've got your sales consultant, we've got Peyton, we got, people that can do that. But we also really, really do love when we have our customers on there. There's something very, very special about prospects and customers getting to see actual customers give their why. So Lauren did a great job. Thank you for doing that.
She did. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Peyton, for doing that.
But yeah, folks, you don't have to be a movie star or want to be on camera. Still,
trust me, you don't have to want to be on camera to be on camera. So
but fine. I may tease you for months if you don't, and then eventually,
and then you end up on camera. Right. But not y'all, because you don't work for him.
No.
Yeah, no. So Eric is asking, technically, since you didn't provide answers, there's a 42 additional. Yeah, so type in. Yep. But I mean, honestly, Eric, you've got unlimited questions anyway.
One wish could be that the genie go back in the bottle. You could do that too. That's one of your last 2 wishes could be that. It's up to you.
All right. And Scott's saying one more thing, Don. I'm letting you know that we want y'all to come video our beautiful Universal Design Whitney in the beautiful woods of Anderson County. Awesome. I would love to.
One of my favorite places. Actually, truth be told, Houston County is one of my favorites. It's just south of y'all. But we do have to go to Palestine to get like anything that we need because there is nothing in Grapeland. So
fair enough. All right. Lisa is asking, do we have to have a final driveway with culvert and sidewalk to the front door to close?
Great question, Lisa. And so when we get you in contact with Stephanie or Randy over at Wagon Hill, because you mentioned before the Texas Vet program, I do know that they have a VA for sure that would have to be done. Texas Vet, I don't know, because they are a little bit more lenient than the VA because they're not federal, they're state, and they're the best state, and so they're reasonable. Is what I'm saying, but they may still have that as one of the provisions, conditions for closing. But Stephanie and Randy could answer it. I mean, real quick. They'd be able to tell you if they have to both or either have to be done. So it could just be one or the other.
All right. And that is the last question I see because Eric did not type fast enough.
But
if he types fast enough, we'll answer him.
We're still in.
in.
But yeah, and luckily the questions I could not answer, those are a sales consultant certainly could, or they could find out. I did look in the regular price book. I don't see anything about the black windows. Obviously we do them, but we typically do them on pricing requests. I think the pricing does vary kind of wildly based on window, and not every single window is available in black. That I do know. Yeah. So some of the window sizes that you have on your home may have to actually change if you want the black windows. So something to consider. Also the case for sure with some of the sliding, the new sliding door program or patio door program. they're not every one of them is the same, offered in the same color, outside and in. Sometimes it's black on the outside, white on the inside. Sometimes it's black on black. Most of them are black on black when we get in the patio doors and things like that. So specific, that's why it's case by case. There's the excuse for me not having the answer. I feel vindicated.
Good job.
So thank you. I appreciate that. Hope I can get. So that being said, thank you, the Matledges, for trusting us to build your home, and then for opening your home and letting us tour it and video it. Obviously, this will be housed over that. Video will be housed over on our YouTube channel forevermore. And this entire presentation that Dawn did, showing all the room, that these things are warehoused also on the website and on our YouTube channel. So if you missed part of it, or want to go back and review a question, or want to go check out the burger place in Okinawa, Japan, Sandbox, it's on here, documented forever. So yeah. And folks, we'll be here again next week doing the same thing. So if you got questions, that doesn't have to end here. You don't have to wait till next week either. We got 12 design centers open 7 days a week. We have an award-winning website that's open 24/7. We got new home specialists on standby to answer some of these high-level questions and get you an appointment set. We've got something happening this weekend with the Hodgsons are on there.
Yeah, if you want to go see the San Jacinto XL, you can register at this page and go see their house. Yeah, so Muddy Boots event. So you're going to see everything that we hide behind the sheetrock. So it's a good event to go look at if you're curious about construction and want to see what the true quality of a home, where it starts, because it's really behind all of those finishes that make it so pretty.
Yeah, and also learn about some of the why behind that, right? So how come you do it this way, or like Eric was asking, why aren't we insulating over the porches and things like that? So anyway, Instagram page, Facebook page, website we talked about, YouTube channel that's got hundreds of hours of content to answer all these questions. So don't let your questions go unanswered. That's why we're here. We're full transparency. No other builder does this. We're the only ones that do this. Certainly the ones that do it this well. So anyway, often replicated, never duplicated kind of thing. But we are grateful that y'all came and joined us. We know this was kind of a long one, but big, beautiful home to show is going to take a little bit of time. Obviously, we want to see you guys at our design centers asking all these questions at the Muddy Boots tour, at any of our seminars that we do.
Yep, we got one in spring and one in Waxahachie this weekend. So check those out.
So again, part of that is, yes, you get to learn more. The other part is you get to meet other like-minded people that are doing the same thing, going on the same journey, have a lot of the same questions, or maybe have questions that you didn't think about yet. So go meet those people. Our customers are the smartest, most thoughtful, wisest customers that in any endeavor, because they're doing something that's really important to them and their family, and that's building their forever home on their own property. So they're not going to take that real lightly. So they're good people to get to know. They're smart. And in the event of a crazy thing, most of our customers are going to be just good to go. The chicken raisers and and some of that are going to be, you're going to want to know.
Everybody else is going to Will's.
You're going to want to know. These are people you're going to want to know. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Dawn, thanks for putting this together. This was awesome. In the meantime, we hope to see you soon, and we hope to make you part of the Tilson family. We'll see y'all later.
Bye, everybody.